Shalom, shalom. Now, I'm not usually a buttonski when it comes to other people's comments, but somebody left this comment on one of my friend's videos and I really want to talk about it. Warning, this content might be considered too spicy for some people. So when it comes to the biblical story of Eve eating the fruit from the tree of knowledge, there are a lot of groups of people who believe that the apple had nothing to do with fruit at all. So what was the apple? Well, that depends on who you think the serpent was. So the first group of people we're going to talk about are people who believe that the serpent at the tree of knowledge was Lilith. And if you've been around for any amount of time, you know this is right up my alley. So for those who believe that Lilith was the serpent at the tree of knowledge, the fruit would have been her seducing Eve. And Adam was there with her in the biblical story, so the three of them had a fruit salad. Some people believe that the serpent at the tree of knowledge was an angel, and that this angel seduced Eve. And if any children came from that union, it would have been a really early example of Nephilim, if you believe that the Nephilim were part angel, part human, because there's different schools of thought on that as well. Probably one of the most common beliefs in this whole the apple being a metaphor for intimacy belief is that the serpent at the tree of knowledge was the devil. Straight up Satan himself. Because the devil was able to seduce Eve, their union resulted in the creation of Cain. People believe that because the devil was able to seduce Eve, that their union resulted in the creation of Cain, and that is why God preferred Abel to Cain, and also why Cain went on to murder his brother. There's a whole lot more I could go into, but that's the basic overview. It's also important to remember that in the biblical story, the serpent was not snake-like until after the event that happened at the tree of knowledge. That was the serpent's punishment for his or her part in whatever went down at the tree. But prior to being serpent-like, this creature was a totally different being. Now, I personally tend to side with the people who believe it was Lilith, and if anybody wants to know why, I'd be happy to make a video about that. But I'm curious, who do you think the serpent at the tree of knowledge was?